Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. It is Sunday, it's our Sunday service, so I've got some cards ready. Written in the cards, the channel of love cards, the power of love cards, and the bottom of the deck is the Rider-Waite Tarot. Looks a bit dark in here. Okay. Where should we start? Written in the cards. Let's have a look and see what the message is today. Let's see what's written in the cards. A lot of cards here. We'll have two piles. You got me confused last time. Oh, what's interesting is with this game, which I've never played according to their rules, you get like these little... Hey Christine, darling. Hello, beautiful. You get like these little cards. Place description card in the back. Place image here. It's like they're 1, 2, 3. You can have 3. And you can have 3. Feels like it's hidden in the cards. We can play this game. It's all good. There's the first card. I'm going to pop it in so... Oh no, that's... What way do I want to do it? If I turn it that way. Okay. Okay, you'll go. We'll take it in turns. Cheers from Italy. Cheers from England. Put some country music on. You know the song that come through was Take me home, country road, to the place where I belong. Okay, your turn. Hi Blue Sky, how are you doing? I've got another card here, it's in reverse. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm just playing with the cards. One more each. I'm going to have a look at the end to see what these cards are. Hello, call me. Oh, I finished with that deck. Okay. There's a reason why everything happens. Rightio then. Thanks for your patience. Got 3 cards over there. Got 3 cards over here. What are we talking about? We're going to have a look at the top of the cards because this one's just spun round. The inexperienced. So we're here to learn. The inexperienced. The inexperienced. The inexperienced. And then we have on this side, rug. It feels like when someone's pulling the rug from underneath you. Unless it's Aladdin's rug. Would you like to go on a magic carpet ride with me? Let's do it then. Let's tap into... Oh, the birdie. Can you hear me? Would you like to go on a magic tarot card ride? Christine, have you got this, darling? Are you all good your end with dealing with whatever needs to be dealt? And I'll deal with what needs to be dealt here. I understand that it must be rather distracting because you don't actually really get to like listen to the reading. But if you watch back, I'm sure you're all good. I don't need to tell you, do I? No. We're going to the channel of love cards now. These are my own creation. To be honest, Christine, anyone that's not here or willing to learn can be removed. Hey, Mariah. Christine, you got yourself your buddy here now. You got yourself your buddy. I was going to call got yourself a little buddy, but Mariah is not little in any sense. I don't mean... Mariah is a very big character. And good afternoon, good morning, Mariah. Mr. Romantic. I wanted to sing Mr. Lover, Lover. They call him Mr. Bombastic. Mr. Romantic. Romeo. The man in the mirror is sticking out. The man in the middle. Mantic takes me to frantic. That's the energy of this morning. Justin Timberlake song. Just kept coming through. Selfish. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Chip. Japan down. Rescue Rangers. Hi, USA. I apologise if I don't shout your name out. Hi, Vintage. I'm doing really well, thank you. I hope you are all doing really well, but I haven't got my glasses on, so the writing's... It's not too bad today. I want to focus on the reading, to be honest with you, because we've got Mr. Romantic. This deck contains characters and the major arcana, which the divine has a hand in. Big moments in our life, transitional, life-changing moments. So I've pulled 3 cards which are hidden, secret. I've just seen one. It come out. I'll let you see what it is, because this may feel rather random, but there's deep meaning within the messages. Okay, they're random. Let's just pull some random cards. So I've got a character here, Mr. Romantic. Now, is that talking about this side here, and am I going to put another character for over here? Well, we'll soon find out. The character cards have Queen Hearts. And that's a cockerel outside. Cockle doodle doodling. For Mr. Romantic, I'm not sure. Is this for Mr. Romantic? I felt that there is no title over here, and then I was taken to the Tao Te Ching, where as soon as you call it the Tao Te Ching, it no longer, as soon as you call it, give it a name, it no longer is. A change of direction. You know when you kind of pencil something in first, and then you adjust it. So underneath here, a change of direction, it says a change in direction. If you look carefully, closely, a change in direction. Let's carry on. Mr. Romantic, we've got a character card here. Sex on legs. Page of Wands. Okay, he has passion in his pants. So, romance. Oh, this masculine, we know why he wants to learn. What's coming through is like, this might sound rather random, okay, but can you just go over with me again what makes a man a genius? I sure will. Okay, you're missing one element. Gloria, darling, I'm not sure what you wrote there, but I'm unable to read it, and it seems like it needs to be deleted anyway. Okay, so one element, if you'd like to know, especially if you're a masculine, okay, and it's behind every successful man is So, love, sex, romance is what makes a genius. And where do you get these feelings? Where do you get this from? Where do I get love, sex and romance from? In one clean swoop. I know it's rather random, but something happens energetically with your chemistry when those three are blended. Yeah, flying high. There's no stopping you. It just all comes. But I suppose you've got to ask yourself, can you handle love, sex and romance to start with? If you can't handle love, sex and romance, you're not going to be handling what's coming through is you're not going to be handling anything that's earth-shattering. Earth-shattering. But I meant that in a shift in your worlds. Oh, okay, this is quite a final thing then, so decision time. Love, sex, romance, can you handle those? If you can't, you might as well call it a day. Okay? Because you're not going to be able to handle what comes as a result of it, which is what you're truly desiring. So you've got to get, it's the love part. We can all throw a bit of romance out there, can't we? You know, chivalry is not yet dead. Sex? What's about the love part? Hello, Louie. Cheers to the channel of lovers. Let's have a look at this change of direction here. Henry Ford's life is a good one to study if you would like to see what was behind him being a success. If it wasn't for, then he wouldn't be known. If it wasn't for his wife, his partner, who had the visions, the clarity, and the drive to be able to encourage him to do what he needed to do and to become, well, divine masculine. Change of direction. Card number 14. It's not card number 14, but that's what I was taken to. Or 104. But 14. The card of temperance. Finding balance. When you found the balance, you change your direction. You're going to have to change your direction if you wish to be viewed as divine. True love. And we have a secret agent. Well, the secret agent is the feminine, as in, what's the secret ingredient? It's the divine feminine. The secret agent is someone who's doing a lot of surveying, stalking, undercover work. True love. What is truly love? What is truly love? I'm truly, truly in love with you, girl. The blending. 14. Temperance. I was pulling for this side. I didn't realise at the time, but I've already pulled 2 cards for that side, so we're trying to be fair. The blending. 1 more card, please, for each side. Mr. Know-It-All, you've got 2 cards, that's fine, and Mrs. Mystic. So because he's been doing his undercover work, he knows exactly who the divine feminine is and what place she holds within his life for him to be a success. So now that you've done your studying, or the inexperienced, now what? I see there's a change of direction. A man of his word is coming through. Feminine compassion. Okay, so why is the feminine needing to be compassionate here? I mean, it felt like a man of his word, and I was taken to like the word of the law, so contracts. And there's been a change of direction. He's now a man of the divine law, a man of his word. But that will be his truth. Feminine compassion, that's about forgiving him for the past, because he chose the letter of the law. He took those contracts, those bindings, a bit too seriously. He was trapped. I know what the card is, because there's two cards that have a gold back. True love, well, they have a gold background, you see. I think the other one is actually gold. Come here. Happily ever after. Don't give up. Don't give up. You still have us. Okay, let's go to the power of love. I'm going to have a look at your undercover cards soon and see really what's going on with you. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. Hey, Jan. And people say we're monkeying around, but we're too busy singing to put anybody down. What are we trying to be? We're just trying to be friendly. Oh, this was coming through about ensuring that you're doing, you're working in your corner of the world. So it's about doing your contribution, your light work in your corner of the world. But then what was coming through was, I mean, it would be awesome if you could, you know, do your work to the world where, you know, people have access to it. But it's important. It's important enough that you're doing your work in, you're doing your bit in your corner of the world. But the world needs like all those cornerstones to come together. I'm not sure what that means, but I feel that this might be able to, cornerstones, not normally a word I really actually understand or would use. But I'm taken to the world card. For this side. Expression. Well, I noticed that when I got my cup there. You are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love. Okay. Expression. It's like, ta-da! I'm here to express myself. Fantastic, delightful. Okay. Expression. I need some glasses for this one. You have come back to Earth to share your individual wisdom and express your personal code, which you have developed through lifetimes of experiences. So I saw the card at the bottom, it said inexperience, but I felt that was about wisdom, okay? It's just about unlocking it. You have all the wisdom that you need. You just need to learn how to tap back into that. You have to do some clearing first. But what first came through was the inexperience, and I thought, I bet you've been through so much. Trauma, heartache, bullshit, manipulation, addictions. I mean, you name them all. And you could have landed up in some really dark places. But that's not your work experience. If you've got no experience, you're not going to be able to help others who you know will be going through some type of distress in one way, shape or form. It's about breaking that chain and realising that it's a lesson for you to learn, but you don't really understand it until you're healed. The saying goes, you know, hurt people, healed people, heal people. So it comes as part of the package. It's like the more bullshit you've been through, the greater influence leader you are here to be. You have purpose, multiple purposes. So you have many methods of soul expression available, whether it be with words, dress, art or movement. Each form shows your character and reveals an important aspect of your being. When you express your soul's true nature to the rest of the world, it is incumbent on you to lead by example. So you're not really, okay, so what's coming through is taking care of your corner of the world, okay? So making sure that in your society, you're viewed as being polite, pleasant, you're caring, you're someone that people come to with their problems, you're always the upbeat one. That's taking care of, like, your corner, okay? Which you can do whilst going through a lot of distress internally. You're not ready to share your message with the world because there's still this fakeness. You're still healing. You're not living by example. When you're expressing your truth to the world, you're living by example. You're confident. The ego has kind of been shown the door. I was going to say pushed aside. Just shown the door. You must be true to your nature and never attempt to alter your self-expression to please someone else. If you act only to receive approval and acceptance from others, you demonstrate that you do not believe in yourself or respect your uniqueness. Don't succumb to peer pressure or the desire to fit in. You chose to incarnate in this physical dimension and to follow a blueprint chosen by you. Let your soul's light illuminate your ideas and express them in tangible ways. To get your message across, believe in it. Present your point of view clearly and lovingly so that others understand you. As you continue on your path, make sure to leave your distinctive mark and footprint to inspire and teach others. What's coming through is, what evidence of you are you happy to leave with the world? I mean, I have my channel, and I was only actually thinking about, like, let's say that I made my transition. It's like my children, like, I have my channel, and they'll be able to, and I have made sure that they have the password and everything for the channel. So do not fear if death appears. I'm sure they will let you know. Okay, it's been discussed. Even though I'm not going anywhere. But you know, this is like my legacy that I'm leaving. So my grandchildren will, you know, be able to see what kind of personality. Well, they're going to get to see all that, but you know what I'm saying. Let's get another card for the other side. What evidence will be left of your existence? Loyalty. Your reliability demonstrates your loving sense of devotion and consistency of being. Okay. Loyalty. That's coming out a little bit with that... you know, sticking by your word, was it? Loyalty. Your reliability demonstrates your loving sense and consistency of being. The more consistent you are, the more it becomes you. What is it that you're consistent in? Sharing expressions of love, showing up, or is it, you know, the doom and gloom? Are you someone that can be relied upon to join in someone's pity party? Like, you best not come to me if you're looking for someone to join your pity party. Well, they don't come looking for me because they know. Because if I was to join them, that would be being fake, wouldn't it? Your loyalty is measured by the strength of your commitments to your relationships and obligations. You possess an unswerving faithfulness. Your soul is stirred only when you unselfishly have the best interest of others at heart. This devotion is freely given with a true sense of unconditional love. Loyalty asks you to be steadfast in your motives and unwavering in your ideals. Be a living example to others. Demonstrate how your belief in a person, cause, or principle can enrich your life experience, expand your horizons, and bring you a sense of solidarity and oneness. Okay, we need to rewind because what's coming through is the message about loyalty and the divine feminine. Showing the divine masculine, she was loyal, she was loving, she was kind, she was caring, and she can always be relied upon for that, because she is the divine feminine compassion. If she's a true divine feminine, she will understand. Honesty is needed though. Okay. From the divine masculine, when you are really honest about where your loyalties lie, you must also be willing to ask yourself what these loyalties are teaching you about yourself and your own value system. Is there a need you are meeting? What fulfills you and makes you whole? Are you giving unconditionally, expecting nothing in return? Never misuse or abuse your loyalties, but instead defend them like a roaring lion, letting everyone know you are honourable, brave and strong. And I'm really taken to like the fact there's like two love hearts. Tutus? Tutus? Okay. Well, we had the... We'll go to the Rider-Waite Tarot now. If you would like to join me at the end of this reading, I'll be continuing with a book we started to read. It's chapter 2 I'm on, and I'm just mixing it up a bit. So at the end of the Tarot and Oracle reading, I'm going to be reading from a personal development book called The Angel Inside. So hang around if you want to learn some more. And you can find the first part on the reading that was done before this one, the last reading, the Last Supper. Okay. They're just changing their mind. You have a right to change your mind. You can change your mind. The Devil energy. Codependency. It's too much though. It's too much for one person. You know, have a look at these cards. See that in the background? That took me straight away to the Ten of Swords, where it's a masculine laying on the floor and all these swords are in his bag, and he'll be held there until he sees the light of day. He can't continue to keep doing what he's been doing. Tens are kind of like finals. Oh, that's interesting. I'll tell you about that. Me and my daughter were sitting in the garden and we heard, well, like an ice cream truck. But she paid more attention to the tune. And she said, "Did you hear that truck?" And I said, "What was it playing?" And she said it was playing the final countdown. It's the final countdown. So that's interesting. The devil energy is codependency, fear. But then there is this attachment to the lover here. But it's like viewed as being dark. What's the word, please? Unobtainable. You've already obtained that level. Okay, but it scares you. That's why you retreat. You're not going to give me the word? Okay. But instead of it being the 10 of swords, there's 5 swords there, it's actually the feminine. And I feel as if she would not allow herself to go as dark and deep as what the masculine. She has, do I say that? She has more self-worth. She values her path. She has valued her path and seen the value and worth within it more so than the masculine. But if you look, the devil's like, lighting his arse up. I don't know what the phrase is. If you snuff it out, like, because I'm taken to a flame, but if you stick that up your ass, the flame's going to go out. And it's like, if you treat it like shit and like it's worthless, then the flame's going to die. Because there's a portion of this of changing of direction. This feminine's looking for a divine feminine because she's a divine masculine. She's looking for her match that the divine has made in heaven. Okay. Which will consist of love, sex, romance for it to be successful. High intensities of that blending. It's okay to express that you're scared and that you don't know what to do or what's going on. It's okay to say that you feel overwhelmed, but I feel like it's not okay to say nothing. Not anymore anyway. It's not feeling okay to not be able to express yourself. I'm going to the other side. You've got 2 cards. Balance giving and receiving. I feel as if holding the scales there, the justice scales, this here feels the divine side, but he's still pouring into this side. Hanging around with the beggars and the losers. Yeah, with the energy here of, because if this is the feminine's energy, the divine energy, she's kind of looking up at this masculine, you know, like this is it's authorised by divine rights, divine courts, and he's still like focusing on the money and pumping money into this beggars. That's the codependent energy, okay? Loyalties, where do your loyalties lie? Well, I have to provide for my family, money. Safety, security, honesty, love, romance, sex to your wife, not money. Money doesn't buy you love. So where do your loyalties lie? Money. What's the return? It won't be love. Short-lived. Only because you make someone happy because they desire the material. But that's the word that keeps coming out, not the word I was looking for earlier, but the word that keeps coming out is, this is very superficial. Doesn't go very deep. And that's the energy of having to get a shifty on. He doesn't look too happy about it. It seems like his helmet looks like a shark. It's like, abruptly, there's been a turnaround. Look at the salamanders turn around on his outfit. The horse is ready. But he's not sure what he's getting himself into, but you can see all the flames here. Can we go to your secretive cards now? Thank you. We'll have a look at these then. Random. We'll start with that one if you like. It's in the middle though. What? It's like attached. Random. Oh, you can click your fingers like that. That's how easy it is. Ask and you shall receive. I watched a reader earlier. Never seen it before. She was very animated with her hands. She was like this in front of like the cards. I thought, what's she doing? Random. Not about clicking your heels, but click your fingers. Interesting. It says Diva in reverse, but I felt it was like divine. Just having a look at that, it just took me to divine. Okay. Oh, someone's telling themselves, like, you can't have things just like that. Well, you can if you believe, and if you've got the power, and if you've got the blending right. And so it is. It is yours. The first card, the Breathless. Leave me breathless. Maybe a bit too much, like take my breath away. Energy, you've got the Magnet here. So that's something wanting to be drawn together. But when you kind of put them back to back, they repel each other. Magnet. The Breathless. It's overwhelming. So it's okay. That word covers a lot. I'm a little overwhelmed. That's it. Oh, I'm a lot overwhelmed. And we've got one more card. I've just seen a sign. Sorry, just a personal sign. I don't need to tell you about it. But it's a sign that Simon said he would show me. Simon says, do you want to play that game? I could ask Simon for anything. He told me before he made his transition. He says, I do not know how I'm ever going to make it up to you, all that you've done, how you've been there for me. He says, but I'm going to find a way. And we talked about, you know, things that, well, how will I know it's a sign for you? And I've just seen that sign. So, the Nervous. The thing is, I don't want for much. And I have everything that I want, which is peace, happiness, a loving household, home. But I am allowed to ask for things that I feel, you know, I want, I suppose. The Nervous. Is that a milk carton in reverse? Okay, that's interesting. You know, I was taken to, you know, they don't do it in our country, but you see it on films when someone goes missing and maybe they put their face on a milk carton. It's like someone's being AWOL, absent without leave. Where did you go? It's like it was just drawing back together and it was like, what happened? Where did you go? Juice. Orange Juice Jones, I'm taken to. Someone's, I'm not sure what they've seen. I saw you and him talking in the rain, walking in the rain. You were holding hands and I'd never be the same. They're nervous that maybe you've moved on. This is the energy of the feminine pulling back during this week. I know because I felt it. I initiated it verbally from this end. And it's like she hasn't gone, she's just moving on. You make sense of that. So let's go to the other side and we'll have a look at what these cards are. We have companion. This feminine, she's moving on because she's looking for a companion. A partner to share her life with, share her ideas, share her magic with. An asset. Big asset to your life. And we've explained why. Because she is a component, that the secret agent, secret ingredient for that genius status. And if you don't believe me, just go and do your own research regarding that. Companion. I've done my research. I share my research with you guys, but you have to go away and do your own. Analysing. A love note. The discreet. Not looking for somebody who's in love with you secretly. Who can't express that. Can't tell you how they're feeling. Afraid to open up. Afraid to be in your presence. That's not going to work, is it? With a divine love connection. But it's actually, you want all those aspects, elements in your life. Wield it. What else is hidden? The private. If you keep everything private, then what was the point of going through it all if you can't share that story, the wisdom that you gained with others? That's a lot of lonely people out there feeling as if like they're going through these emotions, circumstances alone. The private. Cyclist in reverse. On a bicycle made for two. Okay, crown. This is that divine status, divine masculine, divine feminine. Crown. She deserves it, the gentle. She deserves, she's deserving. Right, so that was the secret cards. It's Sunday. Oh, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. And we're going to go to the Mother Mary. And we shall leave with her words of wisdom. And then I shall crack on with reading the angel inside. The pages are falling out. I think it's going to be a beautiful afternoon. We've had rain this morning. But I feel enough is enough now of the rain. 4404, and that's a timestamp for the last reading, although I didn't timestamp it, but I remembered it. 4404 is where you can find the beginning of this book. But before I get to chapter 2, we're going to read this message. Our Lady of the Inner Gate, card number 19. Which brings us to a 10, which is that change of direction. And when I, okay, the thumbnail to the first chapter, I believe, is the dartboard, where I threw the darts, and we had like 5 1s and number 10 as well. That's the Wheel of Fortune, Destiny card. We're not reading that just yet, Lucy. Okay, we're going to read the Mother Mary. Card number 19. It's okay, the chapters get a bit shorter. I've read a few chapters now. So. Hi from New Zealand. Hello. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, let me read this message to you guys. I feel as if I've got a frog in my throat. Are we in France? Why would you say that? I don't know. Excuse me. Okay. Cheers to all you lovers out there. Cheers to all you dads out there. Let's read this message. My initiations are sacred. Feels like that. And no matter what appears to be happening in your life, I am behind it. I am always guiding you towards your heart, for within that sacred temple, the most precious treasure is kept. To obtain that treasure, you will need courage, trust and faith. I bestow my grace willingly upon you, my child, without restraint. You must provide the trust in me that gives you the courage to take the journey. Your rewards shall be riches beyond all imagining. There is a teaching that it is easier to be grateful during a feast than a famine. In a similar way, perhaps judging on appearances alone, it can be easier to feel the presence of the divine behind the happy events of our lives, or strokes of luck and good fortune, rather than in the challenging. I'm so sorry. I think it's my own hair itching my ear, but let me just reread that part. Okay. It can be easier to feel the presence of the divine behind the happy events of our lives, or strokes of luck and good fortune, rather than in the challenge and loss. Yet the mother instructs us that she is just as much behind the challenges as she is behind the more obvious causes for celebration. How can this be? In her wisdom, she knows that of which we are capable. She knows what our heart can handle, how much heartbreak we can bear in order to grow our heart into a powerful vehicle for divine compassion, bliss and wisdom. She knows that sometimes the happier path will be of great benefit to us. She also knows that at other times, being granted all that we want in the way that we think we want it would actually prevent us from fulfilling our divine destiny and receiving our full spiritual inheritance. Whilst there will be many times in her journey with us that she guides us along a joyful path, there will also be times when her guidance leads us. We can slow down. There's no rush. It's all good. Unless you're in a hurry, then I suggest you slow down. I'm just having a chat with the energy that's speeding this along. I can't keep up with it. Whilst there will be many times in her journey with us that she guides us along a joyful path, there will also be times when her guidance leads us straight into what we most wanted to avoid. That might be loss or challenge, or a letting go that requires greater trust than we have ever had to someone before, or a need to endure great confusion as we let go of a life too small for us. We will grow through the transition into the larger life awaiting us. What gets us through these initiations is the understanding that she is not trying to harm us or punish us, but to bring us to life. Our Lady of the Inner Gates comes to us with a message. We are being initiated into the power of our own hearts. The heart creates a powerful magnetic field that can be felt within us and around us. As we grow spiritually, the electromagnetic field of the heart grows too, and our energetic influence can become important not only to immediate family members, but to the whole communities with which we are involved, taking care of your corner of the world. We can continue to grow in that heart power and become influential and sustaining to the world around us. This can even operate to the point that a country we are travelling in at any given time will be impacted by our heart field through which the Mother's grace can flow. Whatever is happening in your life at the moment, whether joyful emerging or challenging descent into facing a fear, know that it is an initiation into your heart power. We move through these initiations by not resisting them, by staying present and being with what we feel. This might seem impossible, and yet it becomes possible with practice, patience, and a willingness to trust that it isn't some random suffering to try to get out of as soon as possible, but a pathway that is leading us somewhere truly valuable. Even if we are in dark times, we can know that Our Lady of the Inner Gate is guiding us, keeping a watchful eye on us, and a guiding hand at our backs, so that we can find our way into the deeper chambers of our hearts. This oracle heralds a time when you are growing in spiritual power. Whether you are aware of this consciously or not, you are becoming a person of increasing energetic influence. If you have some natural sense of spiritual responsibility, you may worry about this, wondering if you are always putting out constructive vibrations. Do not fear. You do not have to be perfect. You just need to be yourself and trust. It is your trust in the divine that brings the most power to your heart emanations and the most healing to the world around you. It is your willingness to experience your life with growing trust that empowers the Mother to act through you and for others to be nourished by your presence. It is your trust that paves the way to the inner gate, opening it wide and allowing you to discover the treasure within your heart. It is the riches within that you are looking for always, even if you fantasize from time to time that you are desiring something else. Without the riches of the heart, anything else obtained soon enough shows itself to be an empty vessel. It is the fullness of life itself and all that it offers that shall open up to your heart as it becomes even more capable of receiving that precious gift through this process. Healing process and affirmation. Under a blanket of seemingly endless, dark night sky, you wait patiently. A crescent moon softly glows, serene and pale. Suddenly, there is an explosion of beautiful orange, red and yellow light, and the face of a beautiful woman emerges. She gazes down at you, starlight falling from her eyes into your heart. Receive this blessing now, and in your own time, complete the healing with the following affirmation. The inner gate of my sacred heart opens as I am initiated through the heavenly light of the Holy Mother. Great blessings and treasures are bestowed upon me, which I lovingly share with the world in her holy name. Amen. Amen. I don't normally say amen. Amen. What was coming through was the song Billionaire by Bruno Mars. I heard that song twice yesterday, and it's like, you want to be a billionaire, like so freaking bad, so fucking bad, but why? For me, it's so I can share, so I can do more to share the love, to make a difference. I want to be a billionaire, so fucking bad. Not so much about buying all the things I never had. I want to be on the cover of Forbes magazine, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. But those times are past. That's not happening now, is it? Oh, every time I close my eyes, what you see, what you see? I see my name in shining lights. Yeah, I see that. A different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire. We're going to have so much fun. Chapter 2. Thank you for joining me for the first part of the reading here, which is the Tarot Oracle Sunday Service message. Now I am going to Chapter 2 from my book The Angel Inside. 5644. Timestamp. I'm not sure if I'm going to remember that. You'll remember it, Lucy. 5644. This chapter is called The Power of Following Your Own Passion. And then there's a little quote underneath, okay? There comes a time in every person's life when they must decide whether they will follow what they want for their life or what someone else wants for their life. Thomas. This brings us to the second lesson you must learn from Il Gigante. The old man then stopped speaking. He's facing deep thought. And that is what? Tom asked. Yes, of course, Thomas. The old man had been lost in thought. Imagine if the David had never been sculpted, or the Sistine Chapel painted. Two of the world's greatest works of art, loved and admired by people all throughout the world. The old man was waving his hands. As he leaned closer, he spoke quietly. Now listen closely. Now listen closely, Thomas. None of this would have been possible had Michelangelo followed his father's wishes. Nothing. He turned and looked again at the David. I don't get it. What do you mean nothing would have happened? What were his father's wishes? The old man breathed deeply. This is very important to you, as it was for Michelangelo. Again, a story. Lodovico was the name of Michelangelo's father. He was a good man, a minor official in Florence. He owned some properties and had some money, but he was losing the properties. His hope was that his children would restore the family name to its glory. He wanted his children to earn money, own properties, and befriend the ruling class. For Michelangelo, he wanted him to own a business or two, to become a merchant who would be respected in Florence. But just like you, Thomas, young Michelangelo had other ideas. How old was Michelangelo when this happened? It started as a young boy. At 13, he began as an apprentice for Domenico Ghirlandaio, a well-known painter. This infuriated Lodovico. This was not at all what he wanted for his boy. They argued much of the time. Lodovico did what he could to stop Michelangelo. He thought that being an artist was of the lower class. So what happened? I mean, I know the end of the story, but what happened that made Michelangelo do it anyway? The old man turned to Tom and lifted his left hand in the air, raising his index finger to make a point. This, Thomas, is the second lesson, and it would change your life forever. He certainly has a flair for the dramatic, Tom thought. Listen closely. No matter what others think you should do or become, you must always follow your passion and your passion only. This is what Michelangelo did. He turned away from his father. He became an apprentice of Ghirlandaio and began to learn the art. Soon after, when even Ghirlandaio knew that Michelangelo was something special, Michelangelo moved into the home of Lorenzo de' Medici, of the Medicis, the most powerful people in all of Florence. Lorenzo was a patron of the arts, and he puts his hand upon young Michelangelo. This was very fortunate for Michelangelo. What did Lodovico? Michelangelo's dad, what did he do? There was nothing he could do. Michelangelo was pursuing his passion. It wasn't until after Michelangelo made his mark that Lodovico reluctantly gave his approval. Think for a moment, Thomas. What would happen if you simply quit what you are doing and began to do something that you love, something that burns in your heart, your passion? My dad would kill me, Tom deadpanned. No, of course he would not. What would really be the problem, Thomas? Think. The answer is right there. He would think poorly of me. Tom looked down as he said it. From what you tell me, this is most likely true. He would think poorly of you. And this is exactly why your angel is still lying inside of the rock instead of standing as the warrior king. This is why you are frustrated. This is why your heart aches. So what do I do? I'm 30 years old, and my father has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on my education to make me a businessman. With all due respect, I'm not a 13-year-old prodigy in 15th century Italy. And with all due respect, young Thomas, you are not much of a businessman either, are you? Ouch, that one hurt, but it was just a flesh wound. You are not a good businessman, only because it is not in your heart to be a businessman. There is no passion there. Okay, but again, what do I do? Theory only goes so far. You quit. Quit my job? That's impossible. It is not possible, or it would not be enjoyable. There is a big difference between the two, and you must learn the difference. Go on. Thomas, the world is filled with people who do not do what they love. Most people drift through life like a feather in the wind. They do not have a purpose that comes from their passion, from their strength. These are the men and women who, as it is said, live lives of quiet desperation. Time passes, and when they are near death, all they are left with is regret. Yet there is nothing they can do about it. Their lives are lost because they did not decide to do what they wanted. Thomas, the worst thing that can happen to you is that your father may be disappointed in you, correct? Yeah, I think that's as far as it would go. I don't think he would disown me or anything like that. My question for you, do you think your father is disappointed in you now? A long silence followed. Then Tom admitted, yes, I'm sure he is. He hated to say it. His whole life had been devoted to pleasing his father. This larger-than-life man, so successful in everything he did, towered over his life. His father had been a 4.0 student, the quarterback on the football team, went to Harvard on a full academic scholarship, then Harvard Business School, then on to conquering the world of business. Tom had tried, but he had failed to live up to what his father wanted him to be. Part of him wanted to weep aloud right there. Another part felt free. He was beginning to be honest with himself. Yes, I'm sure he is, Thomas. He most likely is, because you will never be successful doing what you do not want to do. You will certainly sabotage yourself, and this is what you need to know. Your father may always be disappointed in you, and there is nothing you can do about that, but if you do not follow your passion, you will always be unhappy. But there is another way. You can make the hard decision to quit and begin to follow your passion. Yes, your father may be disappointed in you, but at least you will find joy in what you do. I guess I really can't control what my father will think, can I? Indeed, your father is just a man, Thomas. He was once a little boy who was shaped by his parents. They poured themselves into him, and he did the same to you. Humans are by no means perfect, are they? If we do not watch ourselves, we pass along many hurtful things to our children. Your father believes that money is the standard for achievement. This is not true, and you know this. They both sat for a few moments before the old man began again. Thomas, there comes a time in every person's life when they must decide whether they will follow what they want for their life or what someone else wants for their life. There will be many voices that seek to influence you. Parents will pressure you, most of the time out of good intentions because they love you. Brothers and sisters will judge your decisions and look down on you. Friends will think less of you, and some may even leave you. But there is one truth that remains. It is your life, not theirs. What do you think of that? I think I have been living my father's life, not mine. It sounds like you have, but it is not too late. You are only 30 years old. Even if you were 60, it is never too late to change and live for your passion. The old man let those words sink in and then continued. Do you know what I find to be the most beautiful irony in this story of Michelangelo, Thomas? What's that? Lodovico was concerned most with money, image, and class, as it appears that your father is as well, and he didn't want his son to do anything that would be considered to be of the lower class. Yet, in following his own passion, Michelangelo has set the standard and the very definition of class for centuries. His works of art are priceless. People travel from all over the world to see his work and gaze in wonder and awe at their exquisitely detailed beauty. Following his own passion, he was able to achieve what his father actually wanted: respect for the family name. He had become a Florentine merchant. Had he become a Florentine merchant, the world never would have known the name of Michelangelo. Tom was thinking. His mind was racing. He felt alive, or at least like he was coming alive. The possibility of doing something besides mergers and acquisitions thrilled him. It had never been an option before, and now it was as though it could actually become a reality. The old man's words streamed through his mind. This day will forever change your life. He was beginning to believe that maybe, just maybe, the old man was right. He was wondering if a chance meeting on a park bench in a country halfway across the world was fast becoming the turning point of his life. He looked at his watch. 3 o'clock. They had been sitting there for close to 2 hours. It had seemed like minutes, and now he wanted to learn everything he could from the old man in what time remained. Okay, Tom said. I've got lessons 1 and 2. What's next? You are a fine student, Thomas. You learn quickly. The test will be if you remember these truths and implement them. I will, don't worry. What's next? And that is the end of chapter 2. I'm going to the back now where it gives us a discussion guide and workbook. Okay, so follow your own passion. Some questions to ask yourself regarding that chapter. I'm not going to hold up all the pages, but I'll hold up the questions for you so you can screenshot them. Okay, what would you say? Doesn't say that. It says, would you say? Would you say you are following your own passion right now? Why? In what ways have others tried to get you to follow their passion for your life rather than letting you follow your own? What would happen in your life if you began to follow your own passion? What would you have to do or change to be able to follow your passion? Are you willing to take the risks necessary to follow your own passion? What are the roadblocks to allowing, doesn't say that, what are the roadblocks to following your own passion? And what would life be like for you if you were able to live out your passion and make your dream a reality? Happy Sunday, Moon Cookie. I've just finished the reading, darling. Well, both readings, the Tarot and Oracle reading, and then the reading of The Angel Inside, chapter 2. Let me just hold up these questions for you to be able to, let me see here. And we have one more on the other side. And we will read chapter 3 when we get to chapter 3. Okay, what is the time? 15:37. He went out Friday night and DM and his wife came in the dance. I was taken to, he came into the dance. That's interesting because I feel like he's aware that it involves a triangle. I felt like looking at all corners of the triangle. Thank you for joining me today. Maybe I'll catch up with you guys a bit later. I want to go and crack on with a few things now. So, happy Sunday. Yesterday he called me and said so you're really married. Who are you? Let me, what are you putting here? There's definitely been this, this is why the Divine Feminine's like moving on. It's like aren't being really caught up in them triangles. It's yesterday he called and said, so you're really married. So you're really married. Who are you? Who is the real you? I told him I was ready for a real relationship with someone real. Okay, this reading is spot on then, Moon Cookie, because that's what this reading's about. Right at the beginning, you better see that because there's a change of direction. We're looking for a real man, and one who's honest, full of integrity, knows what the right thing to do is and not scared to do it. And there's nothing wrong with a Divine Feminine seeking them qualities within her masculine, like attracts like. So who are they? I'm not sure that they know. All I know is that they have felt this. It's not a separation, it's a disconnect from that type of energy. The feminine's kind of unplugged herself from it. He's feeling it because you're not plugged into that toxicity, and we're not plugged into it anymore. We have this beautiful, pure environment that they are more than welcome to come into. They just can't bring that shit with them. Yeah, they're so interesting because that is something that was coming through. It's like the Divine Feminine finding a way to get out of this. Like this, it's like a repeating cycle. So let me read what Moon Cookie's put here. There's nothing we can do together. We can't. We gotta get away. I gotta get out of this. What was coming through for me yesterday was this journey has not been easy between the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, okay? Not been easy. But the time when it is easy, the times that this connection has been easy, is when the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine are in each other's presence. It's not easy when they're not in each other's presence. When they're in each other's presence, it's the most natural. It's not hard. It's the simplest thing ever. It just flows. It's just so natural. But it's not easy. And maybe is that what is starting to be realised? Things are easy when we're together. They're not easy when we're not together. So what do you think that means? You should be together? So, that's that then. Okay, enjoy your Sunday. I will speak to you guys a bit later on. And hey, take care, much love. As always. Bye for now.